I had plans to go to ASU with my 2.1 GPA. Interned for a couple years at a recording studio. In that meantime, I was also gonna do cosmetology.
Before Panic at the Disco would crack the Billboard 200 with 5 top 10 hits, and the Billboard 100's top 10 with singles High Hopes in 2019, and I Write Sins Not Tragedies in 2016. Before Brendon Urie would clock in 2.2 million followers on Twitter and 4.3 million followers on Instagram at the time of this recording. Before Panic at the Disco would disband, leaving Brendon as the only remaining member of the group, and he would team up as vocalist with Lil Dicky on Molly and Taylor Swift with Me. It's been over a decade since the high school band went from covering Blink-182 hits to finding their own theatrical style as Panic at the Disco, and would burst onto the scene inspiring an entire generation of music fans and singers. In fact, Halsey, she grew up idolizing the group, having attended as many as 20 of their shows. Believe it or not, back in my first year of university, I was a die-hard Panic at the Disco fan. I mean, Lying Is the Most Fun was a song between me and a girl who's now actually getting married. I'm getting a little off topic. Let me know your favorite Panic song in the comments down below. The 4 members have since disbanded, leaving Brendon Urie as the only remaining member of the group. But the dude ain't slowing down, having landed Panic their second #1 single since their initial debut. Now, even for the super fans out there, we've unearthed some never before reported on information about Brendon's early years, including a little side hustle he had as a drug delivery man, which ain't bad street credit for a dude who grew up Mormon. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Michael McCrudden, documenting the life and career of Brendon Urie prior to fame. Here for you, of course, on Before They Were Famous. Now, there were actually quite a few of you guys who requested this video, and it's been a while since we've done any pop acts. I guess we did Blackpink not so long ago, also Halsey and Billie Eilish. We gave her an epic. Of course, you gotta let us know who's next in the comments down below, and now I'll see you after the intro. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Boom! Brendon Boyd Urie was born on April 12th, 1987 in St. George, Utah. But then he was raised in Summerlin, Nevada, just outside of Las Vegas, when his family relocated there when he was 2 years old. He is the youngest child in his family and has 4 older half-brothers and sisters.
Before this picture was taken, my sister, Kyla, apparently had taken scissors to my hair and just started chopping away. Look at that dum-dum.
He was raised in an extremely religious household with his parents members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, aka Mormon.
Was very non-inclusive and very judgmental, very gossipy. It's all bullshit anyways.
At 17, he decided that he didn't share his family's beliefs and went on his own way, which for a while created some tension for him at home.
It's kind of, just wasn't for me. And I just kind of figured, music is my religion. So it's the only thing that I have ever believed in as a constant for like my entire life besides my family.
His maternal grandmother, who was from Hawaii, was of Portuguese, native Hawaiian, and English descent. He's got other ancestry, which includes English, Scottish, Irish, German, Welsh, and Danish. He attended Palo Verde High School in Las Vegas and went to school with super babe Ariana Celeste. But she was a year or two older. Now, Brendon was bullied in high school and was the victim of homophobia, and his nickname was actually the F word.
Me and this girl were singing Aladdin, and all these guys were hiding behind the car. And as soon as I started singing Aladdin's part, they all jumped up and were like, ha ha ha, you f***. And I was like, wow, cool guys.
Throughout Brendon's early years of success, his sexuality had always been called into question, and during his early years of his career, he classified himself as being straight, later admitting that he had experimented with other dudes at a young age. Now, he had his first makeout session with a girl named Brittany at 12 years old in a game of 7 Minutes in Heaven. Around the same age, he also had a pretty embarrassing moment at school one day, where this happened. I remember this happening to me.
I had to go up to the whiteboard and I had this raging boner, raging erection, hard as a rock, and walked up there. Everybody saw, but I'm the type of guy that like you see it and I'm just like, that's my dick. I'm super hard. Anyway, here's my presentation.
He also struggled to stay focused at school due to an undiagnosed case of ADHD. Now, there were 2 things that Brendon came to be pretty obsessed with: music and making money. Let's start with money. Now, the church, they would give him jobs, but they wouldn't pay, and typically it would be like doing charity work. His dad, he would give him work in construction, and he started picking up his own side gigs.
And I would get like $20 for a 3-hour work. you know, and that's when I was like 12 or 13.
By 15, he wanted to make some real cash and began doing deliveries for local drug dealers.
How'd you get all that money when you were 15? I sold some drugs sometimes. I don't know. I was doing like stuff. That sounds so shady. No, like I would sell weed from time to time.
He would also sell his parents' medication for a little extra cash. Now, as for music, he idolized Freddie Mercury. He has since gotten a Frank Sinatra tattoo in honor of him being such a great inspiration over his career. He also cites Tom DeLonge and David Bowie as other strong musical influences. At school, Brendon befriended Brent Wilson in guitar class. At Brent, he had a Blink-182 cover band going with two dudes from another high school named Ryan Ross and Spencer Smith. Ryan Ross was initially the lead singer, and Brendon, he auditioned to be a guitarist, but once they heard his vocals, well, Ryan, he got demoted. Now, young Brendon, he was oozing with talent. The man possesses a 4-octave tenor vocal range, and in addition to his singing abilities, well, he also plays multiple instruments, including the accordion, the bass, the cello, drums, guitar, keyboard, organ, piano, and trumpet. My God. Now, the band, they were still in high school when they recorded their demo, graduating in 2005. Now, Brendon's parents, they were pretty insistent that he attend college in Arizona. When he refused, well, they kicked him out of their house and he was forced to get a job at Tropical Smoothie so he could afford himself an apartment, which became the band's practice space. Now, back in 2005, the hottest songs on the charts were Kanye West's Gold Digger, 50 Cent's Candy Shop, Green Day's Boulevard of Broken Dreams, and fellow Las Vegas natives, The Killers, they had hit it big with Mr. Brightside. Having a hard time making contacts in Las Vegas, where the local scene was mostly hardcore metal, well, the boys took to the internet. Now, there was another band on the scene that was about to explode by the name of Fall Out Boy. Now, sensing a similarity in taste and someone who would understand Panic's theatrical style, well, they reached out to Pete Wentz via social media site LiveJournal, and they sent them their demo tape. This included tracks Time to Dance, Nails for Breakfast, Tax for Snacks, and Camisado. Pete Wentz liked what he heard and drove to Las Vegas to jam with the group. Now, during that short visit, he signed them to his label Decadence Records. From there, they moved to College Park, Maryland, and got to work recording their first album, A Fever You Can't Sweat Out, which was released in September of 2005. Now, this album, it contains one of Panic! At the Disco's most well-known songs, I Write Sins Not Tragedies. Despite a slow start out the gate, well, the album would become a commercial success. I actually remember buying a copy myself.
5 of my friends back home that just like left messages like, oh, I tried to go pick it up but I couldn't get it, it was sold out. So that was a lot more exciting. My parents actually got to buy it, so that was cool too. But
the song I Write Sins Not Tragedies, it reached the top 10 in the US and picked up an MTV Video Music Award in 2006. Now, things blew up from there. Despite having never performed a show, well, the band would embark on a stadium tour with Nothing Rhymes with Circus. And speaking on this, Brendon stated, I'm a Ritalin kid. I've always been very outgoing. I don't have a problem performing in front of 5,000 people. During all this success, the first member of the group to exit or get kicked out of the band was bassist Brent Wilson. Now, Ryan Ross, he left the group in 2009, citing creative differences. More albums would follow, including Vices and Virtues and Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die. After all the band members left one by one, the final being Spencer Smith, well, Brendon became the only original member left in the band. He released the 5th album on his own, named Death of a Bachelor, in 2016. Now, currently, he tours under the name Panic! At the Disco, with touring members making up the band. In 2013, the Las Vegas Tropical Smoothie location he worked at, well, they reached out to him via Twitter. They stated, we are proud of you, Brendon Urie, Panic! At the Disco. Good luck tonight at Holiday Havoc, all Vegas Tropical Smoothie employees. That's when you know you've really made it. I'm still waiting for my shout out from Giant Carpet. Actually, they've gone out of business. Now, he married Sarah Ozerchowski on April 27, 2013, but he later came out as pansexual. Speaking on this more recently, well, he had this to say.
I did an interview and they asked me if I classify myself as straight, bi, whatever, and I was like, you can classify me as I really don't care.
That's awesome.
Like, I just don't really care. I don't know if it matters because I like people. If a dude's hot, dude's hot.
Now, I don't know if it matters, but for those wondering, pansexual is defined as the sexual, romantic, or emotional attraction towards people regardless of their sex or gender identity. Not that it matters, it's just kind of part of the story. You know what I mean? People have been asking. Anyways, guys, I'm wrapping up this video here because, of course, this is before they're famous. My name is Michael McCracken. Thanks for checking out this channel. If you're new to this channel, be sure to subscribe. Also, be sure to let us know who you want us to document next in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys in another video. And let me know your favorite Panic song in the comments, because I might check out a few. It's been a while. But, yeah, I'm going to call that girl. Maybe ruin her wedding. All right, bye. Boom!